You have a massive goal, but you are currently operating far away from the centers of industry, without funding or premium equipment. This was the starting point for a village boy named Chotu. Despite having no smartphone and no internet access, he reached 1 billion people from an isolated village, where everyone told him he couldn't compete with the city. Over the next 5 minutes, we are going to follow the exact sequence of Chotu's actions to construct your own personal growth mindset blueprint, allowing you to launch your own project today. To begin, take a piece of paper and a pen. Draw 4 large numbered boxes. Filling out these 4 boxes transforms a vague ambition into a specific sequence of actions you can begin immediately with the tools currently available to you. Chotu's trajectory changed when a visiting teacher showed him a mobile video of a child singing to millions. That single moment sparked the curiosity to figure out how that scale was achieved. In Box 1, define your 1 billion dream, the most ambitious version of your goal. Directly underneath, write down the specific physical tool you believe is missing. This is the primary reason you haven't started. Now physically cross it out. Chotu's journey demonstrates that curiosity is the primary catalyst. His first moves didn't require a purchase. They required an observation of what was already around him. Since Chotu lacked a phone, he utilized his immediate environment. He read library books, asked his teacher questions, and practiced storytelling under a tree. In Box 2, list 3 resources you can access immediately without spending money, mirroring Chotu's use of the local library and his teacher. Identify your personal tree, a specific location, and a schedule of exactly 20 minutes for daily practice. Locating free materials and dedicating a physical space to work helps eliminate the friction of waiting for perfect conditions. You're replacing waiting with the acquisition of skills. When a stranger with a mobile phone visited, Chotu asked the man to record him telling a simple story about hard work and honesty. This illustrates a key strategic shift. You do not need to own the tools, you only need to secure temporary access to them. In Box 3, identify exactly who you can ask, or where you can go, to borrow the tool you crossed out in Box 1. Set a hard deadline for this execution. Select a date to complete this first attempt, and write it down. Chotu's first video was unpolished and raw. He focused on the truth of his story, rather than the production value of the recording. Executing that first draft ends the cycle of planning and research. Once the record button is pressed, the project exists in reality. When Chotu's video went live, it received exactly 10 views on the first day. Use Box 4 to calibrate your expectations. Write down Day 1 expectation and assign a low number to account for a quiet start. Over time, Chotu's views grew from 10 to 10,000 and eventually crossed 1 billion. Growth at this scale is mathematically deceptive in the early stages. The process requires a commitment to the timeline rather than the immediate feedback. To maintain this commitment, write down Chotu's 3 rules at the bottom of Box 4. Rule 1, the desire to learn. Rule 2, the habit of hard work. Rule 3, the passion to never give up. Chotu continued his work through the low view counts of those first weeks. By documenting these low initial expectations, you prepare for the same quiet start that precedes exponential growth. You now have a completed growth mindset blueprint. You have identified a goal, mapped your current resources, planned an execution, and prepared for the reality of slow initial growth. Chotu reached 1 billion people while still living in the same village where others said he would fail. He utilized a library, a tree, and a borrowed phone to bridge the gap between a remote village and a global audience. Success is not an event that happens in a single day, but by following this process, it is a result that becomes inevitable. Begin by executing Step 2 of your blueprint. Go to your practice space and put in your 20 minutes. Then, share your 1 billion dream in the comments to commit to the goal you wrote in Box 1.